What's going on, Eagles Nation? This is your boy, AK Eagles, and this is the Eagles Uncensored podcast. And I want to welcome my brother from another mother, Philly Foothills, my co host, my man. Welcome to the show again, brother. Always appreciate having you on.
Absolutely. What's good? What's going on? My new partner in crime. How you doing, my friend? I'm very much appreciative to be on your show and to chop it up with you again. Talk some Eagles.
Hell yeah, man. Like always, dude. And hey, what's up? Want to say what's going on to my fuck you crew. How's it going, BLSG? Vic's in the building. Welcome, my guy. Mitch, as always, welcome, sir. What's up, Escape the Night, dude? How you doing, my guy? Haven't seen you before. Welcome to the channel. Please like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell so when I drop content, you'll be able to see it. Appreciate you stopping in. Prime time, as always, my guy. Welcome. Big Play Slay, as always. How's it going? 6 people in the chat. Please like, subscribe, hit that notification bell. Most of you already are, so don't worry about it. But yeah, we wanted to do a little special episode for you guys tonight. Do a little call in, meet our fans, and I want to associate with my fuck you crew tonight for sure. And we're gonna have to come up with a slogan for us as well. I'm still working on that. But yeah, let's how you feeling, man? How was your day?
It was a pretty good day. Took the son and the dogs out to the dog park and got some fresh air. Did a little walking and things like that. And I'm finally getting over my legs, especially are finally getting over the soreness. Man, I went whitewater rafting on Monday, and I was in the front, so I was doing a lot of the power paddling, and my legs for a couple days were dying. I mean, they were just, I felt like back when I was doing 2-a-day football practices in high school. I mean, my legs were just dead, especially my, like the outsides of my quads, just feel like they're burning, just burning up like the summer sun and out in the desert, just my legs are finally getting back underneath me. So that's a good thing.
Yeah, no, man, I feel you, and that I'm jealous. That's something I never got to do while I lived in Alaska, man. There's actually a lot of whitewater rafting in Alaska, and instead I chose deep sea fishing, which actually was pretty sweet.
Yeah.
We went deep sea halibut fishing one day for halibut, and man, that I'll tell you what, man, you talk about some arm killers right there. My arms were jello by the time you get them up. I think my biggest one was like 220 pounds. Something like that.
Wow.
Yeah, dude. And I'm telling you, man, by the time you're done with the first one, you don't want to recast, but it's so much fun, and you got to imagine the anchor balls are like that huge because you're going all the way to the bottom of the ocean. So,
right.
You just drop it right over the side and just watch it go, and then you just feel it go boom, on the bottom. And then you'll just be sitting there, no lie, man. All it takes is like 2-3 minutes. It's not even that hard. Man, and they just grab right on, and you just start reeling. Man, the one I had, it took me at least like 25 minutes to get it up.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. Yeah, I mean, I've seen some battles with fish out there. I don't know if you've ever fished for sturgeon. They're out there. They're prehistoric fish. That's why they got those diamond. Bones and they're sticking out of their back because they've been around since the dinosaur days. But the sturgeon, they put up a massive fight. I mean, my brother caught a 6'1" way out in the San Francisco Bay long time ago, and that thing fought so much that we just had to. The captain, after a while, my brother couldn't do it anymore, so they had to. And that sturgeon was fighting so much that they had to tie the line to the boat and let the sturgeon tire itself out, and then finally. After a while, they were able to get it onto the boat, and then the process of trying to kill that thing with a club. That thing was taking club after club to the dome, and that thing was still flopping around on the deck. So yeah, I mean, sturgeon can fight like crazy too. I don't know. Have you ever fished for those?
No. Actually, my one thing I do want to do is swordfish.
Oh yeah,
I think that'd be amazing.
Yeah, out in the on the like the bays of Mexico and stuff like that. Do some.
Yeah, down in Florida and stuff. Yeah.
Oh yeah,
Yeah, I've seen it done, man, but I've never done it, and I think that'd be a thrill.
yeah. I think so too.
I don't know of many rich people though, so you know.
I know, right? Damn it.
All right, guys. So how we're gonna do this is I'm gonna drop the link in the chat, and you know we're gonna bring on one person at a time and just talk little Eagles, you know, for about 5 minutes or so, and you know we'll get through everybody little by little, and then maybe at the end we'll bring a few people on. You know, we'll just see how it goes, but definitely gonna ask some questions, get your insight on some things, and
Yeah.
you know,
And you're
definitely want to hear your opinions.
yeah, you were right when you said that name is new to me too. Escape the night dude. I wanted to comment on one of your comments. He said, "Man, swimming is the toughest exercise, full body." He is not joking. I used to be on the swim team in high school, and I used to swim the 500 freestyle. That is, you know, by the time I was done with that, the amount of oxygen that my body was deprived of, I couldn't even walk to my towel. I had to damn near crawl out of that pool and make it over to that was I mean, and like I said, I've done 2-a-days in the dead of summer in pads, you know, playing football. So I know, you know, I know some tough sports when I see it, and swimming, he's not lying. Even though you're in water, that shit can be very tough. Absolutely.
Yeah, for
Shout out
sure,
to
man. You know, I don't take you to be a swimmer though. That's actually the crazy part. You know, I'm not saying nothing wrong. You
yeah,
know, I just didn't take you to be a swimmer. I mean,
yeah,
I was not an above swimmer. You know, I was always the guy that loved being underwater. You know,
yeah,
that was me. Like, my strong suit was definitely underneath the water. It was not above.
yeah, yeah. I was lucky that my mom introduced me to water as a as a small baby. So I definitely have been swimming my whole life, and yeah, I feel very comfortable in the water. And yeah, I consider myself
Yeah,
a very a pretty damn strong swimmer. I even
that's awesome.
yeah, my my son got stuck. We have a lake up here in Auburn called Lake Clementine, and it's not like an actual lake. It runs more like a river. You know, it's dammed off up there, and when that snow melt comes off, that that upper Lake Clementine where we were at, it runs like a river. And my son got stuck out there in the current, and I had to go out there and get behind him and push him and swim, push him and swim, and that was not easy because that water was hella cold, and that
Yeah,
current was moving too. So yeah, I mean,
that's
I'm
awesome.
definitely comfortable with water. Absolutely, I've been swimming my whole life.
Let's go, big play, Slay. How's
Coming
it
up,
going,
my
my guy?
What's up, fellas? How you guys doing?
pretty good, pretty good.
Doing good,
See your
man.
face, man.
I mean, you always see me, bro.
No, but it looks like it looks like you're I like the new haircut. You look good.
Yeah, thank you, thank you.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, I had to get it freshened up there.
Yeah, it's always good to get it cleaned up in the summertime.
Appreciate you, prime time for sure, man. Rescue swimmer in the Navy for 8 years.
Yeah,
Oh,
I
shout
like
Awesome.
Hell
yeah,
yeah.
how
Shout
you
out to
guys.
you, my guy, for sure.
I
Yeah,
liked how
thank you for
you
your
guys
service.
were talking about the fishes and stuff. Sword fishes, marlins, sailfishes. Those fishes are like very cool species to me. Really any type of fish, but those fishes like have like a unique like texture on them. So it's amazing to see those fish.
I'll tell you what, man. Some of the coolest shit I've ever seen was up in Alaska. They have a huge fishing derby every summer, and people come up from all over the world for it. No lie, and it's for silver salmon. I don't know if you ever heard of those, but they're a huge trophy fish, and it's truly amazing, man. Like you can literally go down to the bridge and get out of your car and look down the river, and dude, it's just shoulder to shoulder people for like miles,
Oh wow.
just casting rods in and fishing for salmon. It's ridiculous.
That's pretty cool though.
Yeah,
Yeah,
there's always salmon in like some parts of like the world. Like salmon, you could just see them like swimming for a very long time to get to like a place so they can birth and stuff, and then after that it's the next one up, the next fish to go in that long journey again. But salmons are very important to the wildlife for like the oceans and stuff.
Yeah, they are definitely. They definitely have their purpose for sure.
All right, partner, you want to ask him and start him off with the first question?
What's that?
You want to start him off with the first question?
Are we just doing random questions?
Yep, whatever you want to do. Anything about the Eagles. Can be a coach, can be a player, can be anything.
Okay. Big play. I mean, big play. How do you see this? With the recent news with Zach Ertz. It sounds like he's gonna be part of the squad for now, going into 2021. How do you see him fitting in with this team? How do you see this playing out?
It could be just like a misdirection for the NFL. Maybe the Eagles are trying to fake something so something can actually happen with Ertz. I feel like they wouldn't have ever said that unless they were trying to swing a trade up. I feel like they're trying to get something with him, because you're not going to tell me that he's going to stay on this team. There's no way. After what he's been through the last year or so, you're not going to tell me he's going to be on this team again, especially with Goddard. Like, there's no way he's going to be on this team. But I feel like they're still waiting for a team to get desperate, and they're going to trade for him.
So,
Yeah.
do you think it's likely that we go for Xavier Howard at all?
Just a little. I mean, I'm not going to say it's not possible, because it's very possible. We have the compensation to do it, but I just don't think the Miami Dolphins are that dumb to do that. And it has to be a lot to get a guy like Xavier Howard.
Yeah, that's true. I'm sure they're gonna, they're definitely gonna be asking a lot for him, But it's going to be interesting, because are they going to be asking for a first round pick? That's the thing. I don't know.
Who is your breakout player? Either side of the ball. Who's going to break out the most this year? It can be either side. Who do you think most impactful player?
I'll say Dallas Goedert. I think Goddard is going to be the most impactful player on the offense this year. I could say the same exact thing about Miles Sanders or Jalen Hurts, but I feel like Goddard, this is the first year he has a chance to break out, and I feel like the sky is set high for him, because I feel like Zach Ertz won't be playing on the Eagles this year. He looked like that, but I don't think it will happen. But I think Goddard has a lot of potential. And we're still waiting for him to break out, but I'll say him on the entire team.
Yeah, I'm with you, man. I have Goddard being a little over 800 yards receiving this year. So, for sure, I believe he can be effective, especially if we use him right.
Yeah, and if he's our starting tight end, even if if we don't run a lot of 12 personnel, he's still going to be on the field, and he's an all-around tight end. He doesn't really have a weak area, as far as the main attributes that you want in a tight end. He can block, he can catch, he's pretty quick, he can run after the ball. So I mean, those are the things that you want in a tight end. He just needs to keep his body right and stay out in the field and contribute, because
he also
go ahead.
He also needs to stop dropping the ball, to me, because he drops the ball here and there a little too much. And he can honestly be a good player. It's just that Ertz has been on the team for a long time, so he's never really shown what he can do He's shown a little glimpse here and there, flashes. But I still think halfway of Ertz being on the team next year. I still think Goddard's going to break out, whether Ertz is on this team or not.
Okay.
Well, and you know, I wouldn't say my concern for Goddard is drops as much as it is fumbling. You know, I believe he's more of a threat of a fumbler than he is not catching it. But I believe he'll solidify himself as a solid number one this year. You know, I believe he'll cut down on the fumbles.
Yeah,
Yeah.
either way, he's just got to get better at securing the ball, right? Whether it's
Exactly.
whether it's securing the pass, or it's making sure you tuck that rock away and you don't let any of those guys poke it out, swat it out, rip it out, all that stuff. Yeah, you got to make sure that you're always protecting the pill for sure. And I think as far as offense goes, I think I'm I really have a strong feeling that Quez Watkins is gonna break out this year. I think
Yeah.
I think they're going to be able to utilize him, put him in some spots where he can really, really shine, and be able to show us that explosiveness, and that that he's got that jerkiness too. He's got that elusiveness. So,
Yeah.
with the addition of obviously Devontae Smith, he's going to be our number one. I think Rieger's going to be in the slot. I think Fulgham's going to be on the other side. So when you sprinkle in a guy like Quez, he's a sneaky one that can slip through the cracks, and if he does, he's gonna make a lot of defenses pay. I have a feeling.
Yeah, welcome to the 200 Club, Birdman.
Absolutely. Shout out to Birdman_951. Definitely.
Yes, sir.
Huge congrats, my man, for reaching 200. That's a big accomplishment. Be very proud of yourself. You're doing very, very good. You're putting out great content. Keep doing your thing, and don't listen to Drizzle. He's a fool.
Yeah. Can I
Love you.
just say one
100%. Mad respect, Birdman, for sure,
Definitely.
brother. Congrats on that, Mr. 200.
Yeah,
Live it up, my guy. You deserve it.
You, Lindy, and Burking are next. You guys are next for sure. And I also want to say one thing. I really like the background, or the green screen, uncensored.
Thank you.
Yeah, that's
Appreciate that, man.
cool. Yeah, Kelly Green, I like it.
Yes, sir. Yep. Absolutely love it too.
So, yes, for everyone in the chat, definitely check out my guy, Big Play Slay here. He is a content creator. He does drop videos on Eagles content daily. So, please go check him out. Subscribe to his channel. You're over 200 now, right?
Oh yeah, I've been past it for
Yeah.
pretty while.
Okay. Yeah.
You're
So,
almost up.
definitely go check him out. Sorry, my guy. Go ahead.
No, he's I think he's right around 225 already. Definitely. So yeah.
I'm at 229, 228, something like that.
Okay. Yeah. Good job on that.
Definitely go subscribe to him though, because you know what, this kid is everywhere. He's always supporting every content creator out there. From the big ones to the small ones. So definitely just go subscribe to him just for him giving back. So appreciate you, man, for coming on, and God bless you, man.
Yep, anytime, man. Appreciate you. See you, man.
Good talking to you. Big play.
So our next guy coming in is my boy Mitch.
The end to the kiss,
What's up,
my
guys?
guy? How you doing, man?
I'm all right. I'm there. I just got back from the shore like 2 hours ago, just doing my thing, seeing the beach, beautiful sight. So, and nice to be back home.
Heck yeah. It's good. It's good. We're glad you're back home so you could be on with us tonight. We really
Yeah. I was
appreciate
going to
it.
be on no matter what. If I was staying one more night, I would have been on no matter what. So,
Awesome.
yeah. Yep. All good. And
Big
tomorrow,
surprise
I'm
coming
excited for
from
that.
Birdman. Just so everyone knows, he told us to stay tuned. We'll do that, my guy. Can't
Okay.
wait to see what you got in store for us.
Big surprise. All right. I can't wait to see it.
Balby, what's going on, my guy? How you doing, man?
Balby Talk Giants. What's going on? How you doing? Thank you for joining the live stream. We appreciate you. Coach Dante, what's going on?
Yeah, for sure. Coach Dante
Yep.
in the building.
So I'll be on with him tomorrow on his channel at I believe 12 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, 2 p.m. Central. That's Dante's time. Coach Dante's time.
Awesome.
That should be
He's
fun.
Definitely
every
will be tuning in.
Philadelphia content creator out there. Like, really. Man, love it. Love that guy, man.
Yeah, he's been doing a lot of good work. Definitely. Shout out to Coach Dante.
Really has.
So, you want to talk about that video you dropped today?
Jackers. The money wise, it does not work. I'm happy that everything's squashed, but for the money, it just does not work. I mean, we're so low in the cap. If we get rid of him, 8.5, we'll get Steven Nelson another cornerback, right? And then now with Dallas Goedert, he's playing for like his contract year. So I want him to go number one instead of Ertz, but if it's Howie, it's going to go Ertz.
Man, for some sneaky feeling, and I don't know why, but I have a really bad feeling we're going with what we have. I know that really sucks to say, but I just, for some reason, man, I have something down deep in my gut that's just saying they're not going to touch this. And I don't know why.
I got a feeling too. I got this comment. It was like, yeah, they're not going to trade him. He's just going to stay there. And we'll just wait for the money issues to come crashing down. Like, I'm telling you. If he becomes a backup tight end, it's like a $12 million cap hit. So I'm like, bro, what? Either way, we lose. Pretty much. Either way, we lose.
Yeah, Howie's kind of gambling right now. He's kind of rolling the dice. He's waiting to see if maybe somebody loses an upper tier tight end in training camp or something like that, and then he's going to be like, yeah, you want Zach Ertz now, don't you? Yeah, let's go ahead and give me a second round pick for him.
Yeah.
I mean, Phil, Foothills, do you feel that way, man? Like, do you really truly, are you starting to feel like this CB is just not going to get touched? Like, we're just going to roll with what we have?
Yeah, the more and more time goes on and the closer we get to training camp, definitely, because that's why Steven Nelson is expected to make a decision very soon, because training camp's starting in less than a week now. So time's a ticking, and these guys need to get with the team and start. If Steven Nelson's not going back to the Steelers, he's going to have to learn a new playbook. He's going to have to learn a whole new scheme, everything like that. So and I have been hearing whispers of him, possibly returning back to Pittsburgh, which I think is still a strong possibility. But we got to, if we are going to get somebody in, we got to do it very soon. And like we're saying, time's a ticking, and every day, every second, every minute that goes by right now is just getting us closer and closer to training camp. And yeah, I think for right now, I think they're just going to roll with what they got. I really do.
And I mean, if you think about it, if they're willing to do that, then they obviously like a certain person, because you wouldn't think they wouldn't roll with it without not liking someone. You know what I mean?
Who would that be? Maddox?
No, well, it would either be Jaquette or it would be McPherson. Or even that guy, what's his name? Shaquille, the one that they got
I know exactly what you're talking
off
about.
waiver, the one that's supposedly like a young Richard Sherman type build guy. I mean,
exactly
who knows? Yeah, maybe they have somebody they already seen and they like. I don't know, man.
And hopefully it's not JG's ego kind of getting the best of him and him saying, oh, I've made stars out of guys that are not proven before, so who's to say I can't do it again? And maybe he's putting too much stock into it's putting too much really he's just putting too many eggs in the basket, really. If you're counting on some of these guys to produce and they've never really produced on this high of a level, then I don't know, you're dancing with the devil at that point.
Yeah. No, I agree, man. I just wish they would come out and say something soon, so we all are done trying to rack our brains about it. Because, I mean, it is a serious thing, it is a definite need, but it's also one of those things. If you're not going to do anything about it and you think you have it solved, then just say that so we can move on.
Yeah,
They just like to keep everyone in the dark.
Yeah.
that's
That's
it.
what they
No, dude, that's all it feels like this whole off season between how long this whole Carson Wentz trade happened and now this whole thing with Ertz and how long this trade was supposedly supposed to happen. It's like, dude, it's draining my energy. It really is, because it's like I just want to know who's on my team so I know who I can cheer for and I know who, and what it's going to look like. Because right now, dude, there's just, it is what it is at this point.
Yeah.
I mean, we
You
just
wanna
need
see something crazy. I was
even-
watching ESPN this morning, and they said USA Today has the Eagles winning 3 games, and I'm like, how? What? I'm getting tired of the media, man. Honestly,
yeah, I'm kind of getting tired of Howard Eskins. I don't know about you guys, but that guy, coming out and saying that what did he say? It's a 90% chance that we're going to get Deshaun Watson. What is that? What does that even mean? I mean, when are we going to get Deshaun Watson? After this year? Or now? What does that even? That's very that's a very broad statement to make, and I don't know these even a lot of some of the local. I listen to some of the local Philadelphia media, and they're just they've been doing a lot of a lot of kind of out there kind of media, just kind of clickbait. They're getting into that type of clickbait media, and it gets annoying at times, definitely.
it really does.
My only thing about it is, man, is it worth it? Especially right now. I mean, is it worth it? To me, it's dumb to make all that stock in the trade for Watson whenever I'd rather give up just a tiny bit of capital and take care of our CB2 situation. That's the bigger need in my eyes. Jalen is going to be perfectly fine. There's a lot of similarities between Watson and Jalen. They have a lot of mobility. That they can escape the pocket. They can make plays. I mean, it's just dumb. Why mess up your cap space and why mess up everything you have going? Whenever you can just roll with Jalen Hurts and still have 3 years yet on his rookie deal and have money to build around this kid. It just makes no sense from a cap standpoint to go that direction.
Or a draft capital standpoint, right? I mean, they're
Yeah,
more than likely going to ask for multiple first round picks, and that would be asinine, in my opinion, right now. Absolutely asinine. Because
Yeah.
does it make us better now? Yeah. On the field? Yeah, of course it does. But it's going to make us very, very poor very soon when it comes to cap
Yeah.
space, and you're not going to be able to build around him like you could Jalen Hurts. And we don't know what Jalen is right now. He could be the next he could be the next Russell Wilson for all we damn know right now. I mean, this kid is a true competitor, and
Yeah.
his work ethic is off the charts. So, I mean, from what we've seen so far, it's it's all good. So, I mean, we need to let him show us what he can do on the field for a full season, and then go from there.
Yeah.
If we let Jalen Hurts walk right now, we take Deshaun Watson, and then Jalen Hurts turns around and balls out somewhere, absolutely rips this league up. We look like absolute idiots. We'll be the laughing stock of the NFL once again.
Especially if him and Carson both light it up, then we really look stupid both
Yeah.
ways.
God, that would be
It's gonna be
That
tough.
would be bad.
It's gonna be really tough. And
Hey, at least you would know how he would be fired if that shit happened.
oh my God, he'll be out first thing smoking. It's like
Right?
he'll be out of there. And
Yeah, so I mean that would be the positive to it. I mean,
and that's really what I think that where the Jalen Hurts hate when it comes to the Eagles fans, where the Jalen Hurts hate comes from, is they don't want him to succeed just for the mere fact that means Howie is going to still be here because Howie drafted Jalen. So if Jalen succeeds, that means more than likely Howie's probably going to get extended. Howie's going to be our GM for years to come. So I think that's where the hate, and even if they don't really even know that consciously, subconsciously, that's where it's coming from because we all don't trust Roseman with that many first round picks. I mean, we're all going to be. We thought we were nervous this past draft. We're going to be dying next year if he's our.
Hopefully they get a corner next draft because next draft is heavy in corners.
We need two. We need two corners.
Well,
We
and
need
see,
we need CB depth. We need CB depth badly.
Yeah,
Because just think about this, guys. Right now, what if Big Play Slade goes down? What if Slade goes down? Where are we then? We're screwed. We're up Schitt's Creek without a paddle.
All right, I'm asking you not talk about this.
Paddle.
What the hell? Oh my god.
Yeah. No, I get it, bro. I really do, and it's that's the thing. That's why I would not give away my first round picks for Watson because we have so many holes yet to fill on the defense for the future. It's like if you trade those away for one player, dude, you're sacrificing our future for one player, and that's not good enough for me. I'd rather keep Jalen, let him play, build up the defense, build around him, and let's see what he's got.
Yeah. Why do they always assume the Eagles every single time? I mean, I can name 3 or 4 teams right now that need a quarterback. Giants.
Washington,
thank you. That's 2. Saints, I guess. Saints 3.
I don't think they have the draft. I don't think they have the draft capital that we do. I think that's why.
Yeah.
Because more than likely, we're going to have 3 first-round picks. More than likely, Carson Wentz is playing 70 to 75% of the snaps this year, and the Colts are probably either winning the division or they're going to sneak in on a wild card. So, their defense is good enough for Wentz doesn't have to be. He doesn't even have to light it up this year. That he can be just a little bit better than Phillip Rivers and get them exactly where they were and even win a playoff game playing at that level. So, yeah, I mean, it's not going to take a whole lot.
It's not, no. I mean,
well, hey, Mitch, stick around, bro, and definitely I'll bring you on after we get through all these other guys. I think I still got like 2 or 3 more back here yet.
All right. I just got to say this before because I might have to get off or something. But
okay. Saturday
night, guys, I'm having a Colts content creator on. Dave Langer from the Bring Up podcast. It's Bring Up the Juice. Sorry. It's going to be hella entertaining. We're going to talk about Carson Wentz, the schedule, all that stuff. Thank you, Foothills, for having me on tomorrow about the Colts. Because that's definitely going to help.
I'm gonna have Mitch on the Nest Out West tomorrow evening, and we're gonna preview the Indianapolis Colts schedule tomorrow night at 5 p.m.
Definitely gonna help me. I'm telling you right now.
East Coast.
That's awesome.
I'll catch you guys later. Right?
All right, brother. Have a good one.
Love you, man.
Yep.
All right, and our next guy up is BLSG.
What's going on, BLSG? There he is.
What's going on, fellas?
What up,
What's Uncensored and Uncle Foothills, baby? Yes, sir.
What's going on, my man?
Yeah, buddy.
How you doing, man?
I'm hanging in here, man. Waiting for training camp to start, and hopefully we will just improve the season. And that's all I care about right now.
Yeah, for sure. What position are you going to be watching?
That's really tough. I'm maybe looking at our linebacker core or our receiver core for offense and maybe our D-line because those have been the biggest strengths for us as of now because our O-line hasn't been able to stay healthy. And do we really know what we can see out of Jalen? We haven't known yet. So we haven't much of what we can see Jalen Hurts. So I'm not saying the quarterback position, the receiving core, it can be pretty decent with Travis Fulgham and Jalen Red with the an older one with Jackson and Jeffrey, Steve Blair, and we have been scared in the past few years, and I think that'll continue with especially the additions of Ryan Kerrigan, So they'll definitely be big pieces coming off the bench when we need them to, on depending on whatever blitz coverage or whatever coverage we send at the quarterback. So mainly I'm looking forward to those 3 spots on the team, and hopefully we'll just improve overall.
Yeah, and speaking of the D line, BLSG, Derek Barnett, we all know he's making $10 million this year. Do you see him being a productive player, a productive piece of this defensive line? Do you think he's going to be working his ass off to, get an extension, a contract extension with us, or probably, get a new extension with somebody else next year? Or do you think he's just going to take his $10 million and just kind of chill this year? What do you think we're going to get out of D Barnett?
Well, it depends how well you line Derek Barnett up in the starting lineup, because you obviously know he's going to get the start, because we don't need to have Ryan Kerrigan starting and then getting injured week 1. So it really is going to come down not only to how well Derek Barnett plays, but also the coaching from the defensive coordinator, which I believe is Jonathan Gannon. And it's really going to come down to coaching. Jonathan Gannon is pretty good when it comes to coaching on defense especially, so hopefully he can bring a spark to Philadelphia. But Derek Barnett is going to have to work his you-know-what off in order to find a way to stay in Philadelphia. Otherwise, he's going to be double moonwalking his you-know-what out of Philly and walking somewhere else.
Yeah, absolutely. That's facts right there, because we can't afford to to overpay guys who are not going to produce, who are not going to be out there in the field and be contributing to this team, on a regular basis. So yeah, I'm with you, man, definitely.
So here's my question: if Mailata beats out Dillard, do you think Dillard gets traded?
That's a good question.
I would say no to that, because Dillard is honestly a decent piece off the bench. Because let's say Mailata starts, which I think is likely going to happen. So if Mailata starts, he will make a decent piece because he's young and has really improved on his game since before he came into the NFL. He was only playing rugby. He didn't play college ball, didn't play high school ball. This man played rugby, and if you see how much he worked on his game for a late round draft pick, then this man has really improved. If you're getting this side, this guy, man, you don't want to sleep on Jordan Mailata, because he's going to keep working his you-know-what off. And if you have Andre Dillard off the bench, and if you go ahead and trade the guy, who are we going to have replacing him? Because we still have not signed Lane Dickerson, and who are we replacing him with? Matt Pryor? No, we don't need Matt Pryor in the starting lineup, because we already know what kind of you-know-what we can get out of him, because he is absolutely pathetic, and he would just make every quarterback, no matter who the quarterback is, whether if it's Jalen, Joe Flacco, Nick Mullins, no matter who it is, he will not protect the quarterback at all. So I don't think Dillard gets traded, just because he's a nice piece off the bench, and I do not need to be relying on Matt Pryor to be my left tackle at all. Because if we do that to Jalen Hurts' blind side, then we're effed up.
Well, that wouldn't happen anyway, man. In all honesty, if Dillard is the backup, you have to trade him because he's a first-round pick, man. Like, you have to get some value for him now. He's still young. Somebody needs him. There's a lot of teams out there who need a left tackle, and you don't have to worry about Pryor because you have Driscoll. Driscoll can actually play left tackle and right tackle, and I believe Driscoll can step in and be just enough for him. We don't need Dillard, to be honest, and Dillard is just another body. And like I said, a first-round pick, you can't ask a first-round pick to be a backup. You have to trade him at that point, especially if he's beat out. How do you feel?
And and at the same time, I wouldn't be shocked if we traded Andre Dillard, because Jordan Mailata is going to likely get the start, and then Andre Dillard's probably going to sit behind him. So if Dillard cannot work his you-know-what off, then he's done. He's probably out of here, and he'll get probably traded to a team like the Chiefs, the Steelers, any team that needs a tackle at this point, like one of those two teams. They will go out and get the man to try to work his you-know-what off even more, because they need a tackle and they need some O-line depth, and that's where they can take Andre Dillard and give us hopefully something good in return, but it might just be draft capital.
Yeah, and I think that AK hit it on the head with Dillard being expendable, because we have pieces now that we have kind of stockpiled with Driscoll that can, he could step in if Lane goes down and he can step in and play that right tackle position. And even if he's more comfortable at left tackle, Mulata can play right tackle as well. He can swing to the other side if need be.
Yeah, because
Also,
Mulata played both positions. He played most of left tackle in last season, and
Right.
one of the only games he played right tackle was when we were playing against the Cowboys, and when we beat them 23-9 or 30-13, whatever the score was.
Yeah, either way we kick their ass. That's all that matters.
That's right. That's right. Cowboys just double moonwalked their you know what out of Philadelphia with the big fat L.
Yeah, and to respond to Mac the Giants fans' question about how do I feel about the linebacking core? I'm very optimistic. Definitely. I think Alex Singleton is coming off of a very good season, and he didn't even play the full season, and he led the team in tackles. So, adding the addition of Eric Wilson in there too, and then you're going to have, I don't know who's going to be at the third linebacker position. It's going to be interesting. Is it going to be some of these younger guys? Is it going to be Taylor? Is it going to be the rookie? Because even Jacoby Stevens is listed as a linebacker, and they've been he's been practicing it at that position as well. So I think we have some good pieces that is going to work well for us this year. I really do, because I think Singleton and Wilson just alone, I think those two are going to be a good linebacking duo for us.
Yeah, and dude, you can't count out Sean Bradley and Davion Taylor. They were just drafted last year. They did not get a chance to play much at all. And you know what? Both of these kids have very good potential. Sean Bradley can play now, I believe, but Davion Taylor's got the higher upside of both of them. So I mean, I'm interested to see what Rallis does with this core, because him being 27 and literally he could throw a uniform on now and play. He's ready. Like, he should be nothing but good things, especially for these young guys. So I'm interested to see Sean Bradley and Davion Taylor, honestly.
Yeah, don't sleep on TJ Edwards either.
They will need some more reps in the lineup, because they haven't gotten enough reps. I mean, whoever the defensive coordinator, aka Jim Schwartz, was from last year, he never gave Sean Bradley and Davion Taylor enough reps at the linebacker spot. And good thing we got him out of here, because he was not doing good at all since the Super Bowl run. And he was just pathetic last year with not putting Sean Bradley and Davion Taylor. And he was literally sleeping on those guys because they were rookies. And normally, unless if a rookie will break out day one, he didn't want to throw them in because they were rookies. And apparently he thought that they didn't improve their game enough. So they definitely need more reps. And I think Jonathan Gannon and this whole coaching staff will definitely give Sean Bradley and Davion Taylor more reps to try to prove themselves.
Yes. And amen. Thank God there's no more effing stick defense, Jock Talk.
Well, hey, BLSG, why don't you let them all know where they can find you at, my guy, and then we'll get you out of here and we'll get our next person up.
Before I do that, though, I got a question for both of you. Who do you, assuming we do not get Steve Nelson or Xavier Howard, assuming we do not get either one of them, who do you think would be our CB2? Zach McPherson or Avonte Maddox?
Neither.
I mean, if I had,
you both got neither.
If the coach is stuck to choose between the two of them, he's going to choose Maddox, because Maddox has the more NFL. He's got the NFL playing experience. That's what it's going to boil down to. That.
Yeah, McPherson he's been working at his tail off, and he's just been having some really nice tape. But because of experience, though, Maddox may get the start assuming we don't get Steve Nelson or a guy like Xavier Howard to play CB2. And as of now, we don't have the cap space to give Xavier Howard on a 1-year deal, because Xavier Howard is worth $14 million, and we only have, I believe it's $4.5 million. If we trade Ertz, which is very unlikely at this point because he's reporting to training camp now, it'd be $8.5 million, but we would still be short by $1 million. So we would have to ask Xavier Howard to take $13 million instead of $14 million, but I think that's still doubtful because his price to his salary price, or his net worth rather, is $14 million, and we would only have $13 million combined. So our only way to get him is to trade Ertz and then ask him for $13 million.
And I just don't think it would be very smart of JG and the defense to throw Zach McPherson into the fire like that and to put him, as the CB2. I just think that's putting way too much pressure on a rookie. And outside of guys like Jalen Ramsey, there's not a whole lot of guys that can come into the league and start right away at cornerback. So, I think if you're trying to think of what's best for Zach in the long run of his career and things like that, and for the strength of his just keep his mentality strong and things like that, yeah, it would be best to put Maddox out there above him because you don't want to throw a rookie into the fire like that.
Well, in my opinion, man, my dark horse for CB2 is Jaquette, and I'm going to stick with that one.
Okay.
And Maddox is going to stay in the slot.
Yeah. Don't be so. I wouldn't be so. You never know. Maddox might not. He might be struggling for playing time this year. He really might.
He has been struggling in the past, but who knows how much we're going to get out of him, depending on how Jonathan Gannon will improve his game. Because last year we didn't have a Jonathan Gannon. We didn't have a Jonathan Gannon last year. We had a Jim Schwartz, and I think a little bit of the blame on, like, when it comes to Avonte Maddox last year was a lot of it on Jim Schwartz because Jim Schwartz was placing him in the wrong spots, and Avonte Maddox just wouldn't cover that well. So a lot of it went on the coaching, but at the same time, Avonte Maddox could not keep up with whichever receiver he was facing against.
Yeah. Well, let them know where they can find you, my guy. I got to move on to the next person here, man.
Y'all can find me on YouTube, man, at BLSG. We had 165 subscribers right now. We 35 away from the 200 club. Yeah, baby. We 35 away from the 200 club. Let's get there, man. Fly Eagles Fly, man. Follow me on Twitter as well, at BLSG20. And also follow me on Instagram at all lowercase letters on this one, BL_SG598_. And follow me on all social media, YouTube, Twitter, Instagram. All those work for where you can follow me at. And as always, man, Fly Eagles Fly. Let's try to succeed a lot better this year. And let's get it, man.
For sure, my guy. Yeah, definitely everyone out there, go subscribe to my dude, BLSG. He's out there putting out the content. So he's a new Eagle content creator, kind of like myself. So let's get him to 200 for sure. Thank you for stopping in, my guy.
No problem, man. Peace.
Good talking to you, bro. Who we got next?
We got Jordy in the house.
Jordy,
hey guys, how you doing?
Pretty good, Jordy. How you do?
Oh, not bad. Can't complain.
That's good. That's good.
So I'm going to start you off with this question. The one question I just asked him. So if Mailata wins this left tackle position, does Dillard get traded?
Well, that all depends on what the coaching staff sees behind Mailata and what they see in Dillard. With how he is, although this year he is very unpredictable on that last year of his contract, I think he's going to stick with Dillard because he's a former first-round pick. I mean, we saw how much stake he put into Jeffrey because he gave him that big contract. And it's somewhat of a similar situation here. So you may see them try to get Dillard to his best, but I do think he's going to end up being that backup, and I do think it'll ultimately come down to, is it worth keeping Dillard behind him, or do they want to bring in somebody else, or what do they see in someone like a LaRaven Clark?
That's
I agree.
Good name to throw out there, definitely, because not a lot of people have been talking about LaRaven.
I just find it really hard, man, to have a first rounder as a backup. I mean, that's just, I mean, I'm sure you can agree with that, right?
Definitely.
Yeah.
Go ahead, Jordy.
And we know how he is. He prides himself on well, not prides, but he tries to make the most of his investments, and I think this one's going to come back to bite him, just like Jeffrey, just like Wentz, just like all the others.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, no, I totally agree, dude. Go ahead, buddy.
so Jordy, who do you see? Which side of the ball do you see us leaning on this year? Are we going to be more of a defensive dominant team, or is the offense is Jalen Hurts and this offense going to lead the way?
On paper, I want to say defensive, just because of how unproven I feel this receiving core and this backup running back room is. And I'm going to have to stick with my gut here and say defense is going to be a little bit more leaned on.
Yeah.
And there may be the absence of a CB2, but I think with the right scheming or the right formula with placement of guys, that can somewhat be, in a way, negated. But it all comes down to scheming, and I think Gannon's really going to have to show what he can do with what little he has.
Yeah, that's definitely true because if he's able to get some diamonds out of the rough, so to speak, from the players that we have right now at CB, then yeah, he's definitely going to be considered a cornerback guru for sure. He's going to be a defensive back specialist, defensive coordinator. That's going to be his something that he's definitely going to hang his hat on. But as far as Jordy, I wanted to ask you too about Zach Ertz. The news coming out that he's going to be staying for the 2021 season. What are your thoughts on that? And how do you kind of see that playing out for the team and for Ertz?
Honestly, I'm fine with it if it can be kind of a 1-2 combo where they don't necessarily put Zach as the 2, but they kind of share reps at the 1 with Goddard and Ertz. That would be great. That could work. Because as much as I like Ertz, he's got a bit of wear and tear on him, and we don't know how he could perform after last season. Him staying's a good thing and a bad thing because of his cap hit and what we could get. But right now, I don't see very many spots to move him. Everyone talks about Buffalo, but I was talking about this with somebody earlier today. I just don't see it. I don't. With Hollister and Knox, unless one of them goes down, I don't see it. The only other spots I can really see is somewhere like a Miami, where they only have really one tight end. And there's a lot of teams that have enough at tight end that would say, no, we don't need them.
And that's interesting you say Miami because we know that they have Xavier Howard. So that would be interesting to see if they might be interested in working out a trade for, with a Zach Ertz and possibly maybe an Andre Dillard, something like that thrown into. I don't know. It's good. It's going to be interesting to see how training camp shakes out, how preseason shakes out, things like that.
Man, I'm just really afraid, because here's the thing. I'm a strong believer there's only one way you get Xavier Howard from Miami, and that's only if you give up Fletcher Cox. We discussed this the other day, me and you, and he would solidify that interior defensive line for them. They're trying to make a playoff push. He would pretty much solidify that defensive front for them, and it's the cap space too, that he would free up. And for talent, that's pretty much what it is. But it comes down to money. We all know that. We all know exactly what Xavier Howard is. In the end, I believe his contract is $15 million. So you're going to need to let go of somebody pretty big, and in the end, it would ultimately have to be Fletcher Cox. And I don't know.
That would be a tough swallow for sure.
Yeah, not only that, there's not a guaranteed successor behind Fletch, and that's one thing I really hope we can address in the draft is putting successors behind these older, more experienced guys because some of them may need it soon.
Well, and my only other thing too about the DT position and why I say that even makes sense, or even if it would be Hargraves that has to get traded, you have to realize something. Fletch is making 20 million, damn near. I think he's like at 18 or to 20 million. Hargraves is at 30. That's a shit ton of money between two DTs.
It is.
So it makes sense to move one of them, especially when you just drafted two of them. But who would it be? I don't know. But that's a lot of money just between two players. So in the end, that's why my mind always goes to Fletch, because it's like you're paying Hargraves, who is Fletch's backup, $10 more million than him. So at that point, Fletch becomes the weakest link, if you get what I mean.
Yeah, well, I mean, because yeah, you have to start. You have to start thinking about the future at certain positions, and when you have aging stars, that becomes tough, definitely. And we've had our issues in that department in the past for sure. So that's going to be tricky waters to negotiate.
Yeah. But damn it, I would not want to see this man in any other uniform though either. That's the shitty part about it all.
Yeah, and the tough part is we put almost 30% of our full cap space into that line.
Yeah.
Yeah,
But you know what? 8 sacks is not worth 20 million either.
No, it's not. They have to be. Well, you don't necessarily have to have the sacks at the defensive tackle spot as much as as a outside pass rusher, but
Yeah.
you do have to earn your keep in the same token. So, yeah, I mean, Fletch has been a big part of this defensive line for a long time, and yeah, if we lose him, we're losing. Not only are we losing a great talented player, but also a leader on and off the field.
Yeah. But I mean, in the end, though, the way I look at it too, man, is I'm tired of hanging on to people so long too, and not getting anything for them. If you're gonna move on from Cox, it's got to be now, because I can't promise you his value is going to be any higher than what it will be right now next year.
That's a good point. That's a good point. And is this? I mean, what do you guys think? Do you guys think that this is Fletcher Cox's last year in Philly?
No, I think right now with what we're built on, it's not the right time to make the move on from Fletch, and that goes for a few of the vets on the team, because, like I said earlier, there's not really a true successor behind them that you can really trust in to at least bring somewhat of a level of play that they used to. And Fletch may not bring in sacks and everything, but he's still a very good interior defensive lineman. And it would suck to see him go. Could this be the right time if they wanted to move on from him? Yes, but I just don't feel like how we would, especially it being Fletch.
I just say, you know what? This is my favorite saying of all time, and I stick with it. Money talks and bullshit walks. They told the story when they paid Hargraves $10 million more than Fletcher Cox. I mean, you don't pay a backup more money than your starter for no reason. We got him, he was 25, I think, from Pittsburgh. And when we paid him that, automatically my brain went, there's your successor to Fletcher Cox.
Or at least
You
they
just
hope
paid the
so.
man
Yeah.
$30 million. Yeah. You just paid him $30 million. That's not anything. That means something.
Yeah, and he was productive in Pittsburgh. He's just got to be able. He's another guy that's got to be able to put it together, and stay on the field. Because what's the greatest ability? We all know availability, right? That's
Yeah.
it. So, Jordy, I want to ask you this too because, I definitely respect your opinion on a lot of different things, and I wanted to ask you: does this turnover, with the Sirianni era, does this feel more like an Andy Reid turnover, or does it feel more like a Doug Peterson to you?
Now, this is a tough question. It doesn't necessarily feel like a turnover or an Andy Reid turnover, but it also doesn't necessarily feel like a Doug. It does share some similarities, like how Sirianni is a first-year head coach and how there's a slight retool, but
Right.
it's not as big of a retool as we've seen from previous regime switches, like Reid to Kelly or Kelly to Peterson. It's not a huge change. You still got a lot of the main core still there. And honestly, I would categorize this as its own more than trying to slump it in one of those, because as much as it shares similarities, it also shares a lot of differences from the other regime switches.
That's true because if for some reason Hertz doesn't work out, Sirianni can step back and go, "Hey, that wasn't my guy. I didn't help draft him. Let me get my guy. Let me get my quarterback in here and see what I can really do." He can kind of put his hands up in the air and wash his hands of Hurts if he doesn't pan out. So yeah, I definitely know what you're saying when there is definitely some differences.
I am really interested to see which direction that man goes. If we would have to go in a direction like that, which I'm assuming we won't have to. But
Right.
if we would, though, I'm really interested. Would he go for the older vet or would he go for the young buck? That's my question. Would he want the smarts over the athleticism or would he want the athleticism over the smarts?
That would be interesting to see.
Right? Would he go for Aaron Rodgers or would he go for Deshaun Watson?
Right. Or Russell Wilson.
That type of
Yeah.
thing. Yeah, that type of thing. What do you think, Jordy?
Yeah, I kind of agree. It's definitely going to be interesting to see which way that would go. But not only that, it's also coming from a young perspective, which I don't think we've necessarily had in a while. It comes from such a young head coaching staff and staff in general, which I think that'll also bring its kind of own pros and cons.
Okay.
No, definitely because if Hertz does work in the system, then Sirianni's gonna obviously he's gonna have success very very early on. So it's I think he's got some this head coach has got some he's put some good pieces around him, and he was very I liked his choice of quarterback coach because when you get a guy who knows what he's doing, he's been a quarterback coach for quite a while now, and he has a personal connection to Jalen Hurts and his family and things like that. So yeah, that's just going to make that bond and that working relationship that much more cohesive and strong. Definitely, I think and
Yeah.
I think we're gonna come out, and I think we're gonna come out. I really have a feeling we're gonna come out strong this season. We're gonna come out and surprise people, and then just for the mere fact that these defenses are not going to really know what's coming at them. At least for the first 2 or 3 games, we're gonna be surprising some people.
Well, and that's what I love about the whole Johnson hire, man. Is whenever I look at it, this kid is a longtime family friend. He watched this kid grow up from the time he was 5.
Yeah.
He can push this kid in certain ways other people can't because he has known him his whole life. There is strengths to this. That there's certain things he'll be able to get away with and he'll be able to talk and motivate him because he knows him so well. You know what I mean?
Definitely.
So, Well, hey, Jordy, why don't you let everybody know real quick where they can find you, and we'll bring you back on maybe later if we get some time.
All right, you can find me at Jordy Fighter on YouTube. I have my 3 podcasts for the Eagles, Celtics, and Fighting Irish, where I share my disappointment throughout the season because, let's face it, that's what these teams do. But you can find me there, and you can find me for a potential big stream coming up soon.
Awesome, man. I can't wait to see the details on that. I appreciate you for coming in, dude. You're always a really good support for me and everything. And,
Hey, man, thanks for having me on.
It's good talking to you,
Hey,
Jordy.
no problem.
It's good talking to both of you.
Have a good one, bud. And next up, we got my guy, Coach Dante.
Yeah, what's good? What's good, y'all?
What's up,
How
Dante?
y'all doing, man? What's good? What's good, my boy Ness, man? Shout out
Newest
to you,
Eagle
man.
member right here,
Shout out to y'all.
everyone.
Thank you, AK man, for welcoming me, having that celebration for me. Can't wait to see Eagles Nest tomorrow, man, on my channel. So
Yes,
y'all
sir.
come out and support Eagle Nation, man. We out here dropping the best content. Man, I really appreciate you guys. But first of all, before y'all ask me any questions, I want to elaborate on y'all know that quarterback that played for the New York Giants, right? Y'all know him?
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
you talking about Danny Dookie?
Nah, yeah, well, yeah, you can call him that, but I'll change his name to Shitty Jones, okay? So that is his that is his new name. That is his new name that I got. Everybody's starting to use it, so his name is Shitty Jones. The
Shitty
nickname is
Jones.
Shitty Jones from here on out. I don't want to mention the first name, but his name is Shitty Jones. But like I say, man,
Love it.
y'all been a blast. So like I say
That's
again,
all.
I might do a video on I'm gonna do a video. 'Cause I'm tired of everybody talking about this subject, Jalen Hurts and the Deshaun Watson situation. Again, me, it seemed like everybody, like me and AK and JC, we've been defending this guy for so long, and I'm a big Jalen Hurts fan. I watched him personally out here in Houston, when he lit up the district. He would go to college. He lights up the SEC. He come down. He come to get his first, pretty much his official first game. His whole game, he lights up the New Orleans Saints, the #1 defense in the league. Then he plays a respectable defense in Arizona, went toe to toe with Kyler Murray. I mean, the guy's all quarterback. The guy's all quarterback of the future, man. And like I say, I don't want to waste no picks on getting Deshaun Watson when we need some got needs all over the place somewhere else, man. So again, man,
Yep.
I'm a defender of Jalen Hurts, and I'm gonna drop a video up on that soon, probably in the morning. I'm tired of this situation. I'm tired of this. I'm tired of seeing Zach Ertz's face already. I'm tired of seeing his face already. Pretty much. I wanted him to get the hell up out of here. I don't want no disgruntled dude in the locker room. I just don't want that. Uh, I feel great about the coaching staff. I feel great about the receiving core. Like I say, Devontae Smith is gonna win Rookie of the Year. Y'all hearing it from my mouth. Just like AK say, y'all, every receiver needs to learn from this guy. This guy he's very fast. He's got strong hands. He's got very good ball get off. He's got a high catch radius, and this guy's gonna be something special. And also,
Yeah.
before I let everybody go, before I close out tonight, I want to just let everybody know Miles Sanders is going over 1,200 yards, and he's gonna have over 10 touchdowns. So mark my words, and y'all can find me at Coach Dante 31 on Twitter, IG, and just want to come up here and show y'all my respect, man, and let y'all know thank y'all for welcoming me here. Like I said, encourage everybody, all you young YouTubers, man, to keep grinding, keep supporting each other, keep working. The guys that's under by like 200 subs. Like I say, I know I got 4K, but I like small YouTubers. I like to support small YouTubers. I just want to encourage y'all to keep grinding, man. And no matter how many people in y'all stream, or if it's one person in y'all stream, that one person gonna turn into 10. That 10 is gonna turn into 20. Keep grinding. Much love, guys. Remember, it is Shitty Jones again. Shitty Jones, and much love. I'm out, y'all. Shout out to y'all, boys, man.
Appreciate you, my guy. Yo, Coach
Dante,
Dante in the
killing
building,
it.
man. Yeah. Yo, he
Shitty,
got in and got out. I love it.
Shitty Jones. I hope Kai Drizzle is listening because Shitty
Yeah,
Jones is.
right.
Shitty
Yeah,
ass.
I hope he is, man, because I'll tell you what, motherfucker still has not answered me back yet, dude. It's been 4 days. It's
I'm gonna
like,
get
yo.
I'm gonna get some toilet paper with Daniel Jones's face on it. Shitty Jones.
some giant toilet paper. There we
Yeah.
go. All right, man. And my next guy up on the board is Vic 3 in the house. What is good, my guy?
What's going on, my guy? How we doing?
What's up, Vic? How you
What's
doing, man?
good?
What's good with you, man?
Doing good.
I-
Doing good. Good to see you.
Hey, man, good to see y'all. It's gonna be hard to follow up that shitty Jones.
Right?
That was hilarious.
That's some classic shit right there.
Oh my
Yeah.
god, that was hilarious. Yeah, man. How about those Giants? They got Saquon on the pump. They just lost Tony for the year. I haven't heard a peep from the apologists. 2 days ago, you hear Daniel Jones was the next best thing. Now you don't even hear anyone.
Yeah.
It's real quiet.
Yeah, I think they've all come to realize their whole season comes down to dysfunctional Danny.
Yeah, now all that they put behind them, now they're gonna have to get those receipts out because now it's left all to him. Now we're gonna see how good of a quarterback he is.
Yep.
Yeah, and
And that's the thing, you know. What's that?
I just said that's not a very good one. We know.
No.
We've seen so far he is dumpster fire. Danny
Bro,
Dumpster.
11 touchdowns in 14 games.
And
That is
his best
fucking
games were against
terrible.
us, which is the sad thing.
Exactly.
That is fucking terrible, man.
Anybody could have it. Anybody could look like he did against Jim Schwartz's defense. You know, when you're putting guys in the same spots over and over again, and you're running that same scheme over and over again. Yeah, and even a dookie ass quarterback like Shitty Jones can look like a decent quarterback in that kind of system.
And all he's gonna be remembered for are those 2 runs.
And
When
that's
you
the
look
thing.
back at those games, that's all you think about, those 2 runs.
Yeah,
So it's not like he performed well.
And one of the runs he completely failed.
That was hilarious. he was free. He had no one behind him and just couldn't keep it up.
And these
Yo, all you had to do was slow down, my guy. Like, you didn't even have to keep running that fast. All you had to do was slow the fuck down, and instead he just fucking gopher hold the shit out of it, man. Like,
He skipped leg day. That's the problem. Can't skip leg day.
yo, like, he got snipered, my dude. Like, no lie. Like, somebody in the top stand, like, boom, fucking done.
Yeah.
he looked at himself he looked at himself on the big screen and he got all starry eyed. He tripped over his own lace.
Yeah.
Yo, you know it's bad when your own team's laughing at you, bro.
But that's the thing too. You know, a lot of these crybaby Giants fans, they're like, oh, but we're getting Saquon back this year. We're getting Saquon back. Did their offensive line get better all of a sudden that I don't know of? Because
Yeah.
they're not going to be opening up holes for Saquon to run through. You can't run when there's no holes to run through. You know, and when the offensive line isn't producing for you, what are you going to do?
They were so enamored with all the skill positions, they forgot that there were other positions in the game. They still got to worry about special teams. They still had to worry about their defense. They still had to worry about their offensive line. Hell, they still had to worry about their coach, who's still unproven.
Exactly.
There were a lot of ifs, and they overlooked that. They only saw like names coming to their team, and that's all they cared about. We have new receivers. We got this running back coming. None of that worked out because even their new tight end's gone.
Yo, no lie, dude. Like, as a Penn State fan, I'm going to tell everyone this, and this is not biased at all. Penn State used him over 2,000 times. Okay? That is a shit ton of fucking carries, guys. Not many people come into the NFL with already 2,000 carries on their legs. And now this guy just tore his ACL, and he's had a bunch of carries in the NFL already. He's probably looking at almost 3,000 carries, and he's only 26. The way you guys use him, he ain't going to be around much longer. You might have 2 years at best for him. So good luck. Use him while you still got him, because he ain't going to be around much longer.
Yeah, don't get me wrong. Saquon is a special talent. He's a generational talent. The thing is, he's been overused, and his
Yep.
body can't take it anymore. His ankle's
Yep.
giving out. What did he have before? I think he had a hamstring issue before.
Yep.
Like after a while, the toll gets taken.
You
Yeah.
remember Barry Sanders?
Yeah,
There you go. That's what you're doing to him. You're Barry Sanders and him.
but it's a thing.
Exactly
It's
what
funny
you're
because
doing.
like you would think that Paterno was still there the way they used him because remember Larry Johnson? Larry Johnson
Yep.
was overused. Even in Kansas City, they overused him. But after that season, he went down. I mentioned DeMarco Murray on another pod. Look at him, overused, over 300 carries in one season. Comes to the Eagles, horrible season after that. You can't.
Listen, I'm telling you right now, bro. Don't. No one wants to argue about the PSU with me because I'm telling you right now, there's only one halfback to ever make it out of PSU. Do you know who that is, Vic?
I'm gonna say Larry Johnson, but I'm probably wrong.
Yeah, it's Priest Holmes.
Oh, yo, I didn't even think about that.
Priest Holmes is the only PSU halfback to ever make it in the NFL. Larry Johnson, All-American, never made it. Curtis Enos, All-American, never made it. You know, Saquon, that's yet to remain to be seen. You know, he's successful right now. We'll see what happens. But,
But
you
even
know,
with Priest Holmes,
literally,
it took him a while to get on. Remember that? It
yeah,
took him a while to catch
exactly.
on. And when he did with the Chiefs, again, another
Yep,
person who was overused. And what happened? Priest faded away too.
yep.
Yeah, and I tell you guys, I guarantee you this: Saquon is not having the longevity like a Frank Gore had. There's no way.
No,
There's no
no.
effing way.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
Gore's the exception
Yeah.
because I think it was 2 knee surgeries back-to-back years in Miami to
Yep.
still get drafted and have what is he? His 15th year now?
So I think it's 15th or 16th,
Yeah.
something like that. Yeah, it's crazy.
No,
Yeah, that's
no.
wild.
He's in his 17th year, my guy.
17th? Wow. The last
17.
Yeah, that's
He was
16th year.
already at 15. He's like at 16 or 17 right now. He was already at his 15th year.
yeah. He has to be hands down the greatest Miami pack ever.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah, I would definitely. Yeah.
Yeah,
And that's the thing about Frank Gore, man, is he's still successful, even at his old age.
yeah. Because I think if I'm not mistaken, he's top 10 or top, maybe even breaching top 5 in rushing yards. If I'm not mistaken.
I believe he's already in top 5.
Yeah, and that was a heavy grind for him.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Yep.
Years
No,
and years
I,
ago, and then he's continuing on after the Niners too. So yeah, Frank Gore has had a very, very long and successful career, especially for a halfback in the NFL, because we all know that their shelf life the average shelf life for a running back is not very long in this league. So it's definitely a huge accomplishment for him just to be still relevant in this league after so long. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but I
Yep.
guarantee you his greatest mistake of his career was not signing with the Eagles because he missed out on that Super Bowl train.
Yeah, he did.
right?
Yep.
Exactly.
He could have been
No,
on
and we'll.
here.
Oh, go ahead.
I was just saying, like he could have fit in very well with that running game. He could have been another big piece to that to that backfield for sure in 17.
Yeah, because if I'm not mistaken, the reason why we got LeGarrette Blount is because we couldn't get Gore.
Yeah.
That's right. Yeah, because he was the fallback. Yep.
Yeah,
Which in the end, that worked out, though, honestly. I won't lie. I actually really like LeGarrette Blount.
yeah. Even in hindsight, I wouldn't change anything.
No,
Yeah, no,
never,
not at all.
never.
Yeah, we got that ring. That's all. That's all I care about.
Absolutely.
But William, you know what? I will say this, man. Being a Penn State guy, I will say Miles Sanders was not used that much. I believe we only used him 1,200 times, and that was the 12. That was literally his last year. Like no lie, that's the amount of carries he got behind Saquon. He's very fresh coming in. That's why I've always said that Miles Sanders will be more successful than Saquon because there's not a lot of tread on his tires. He will have a longer career than Saquon because he is healthier. And if you guys haven't noticed in that picture that he tweeted, dude, his legs are fucking huge. Like way bigger than what they used to be. And that's because he's fucking scared to hurt his legs. I promise you that. Like he beefed those bitches up just to keep him from hurting them. So he's going to run scared this year because he knows. And a scared Saquon isn't a good Saquon.
Yeah. But if you remember, I think it was Miles Sanders was actually ahead of Saquon and then Saquon took the starting position, ended up taking all that punishment with all those carries. So we might end up benefiting from that.
Exactly.
Definitely.
And that's the thing about Miles, man. A lot of people say, "Oh, Saquon's way better than Miles." Yeah, to a point, but Miles is sneaky. Like he has certain abilities that Saquon does not have.
Yeah, they have different
And
styles of running back.
exactly. So to sit there and say that Miles isn't as good as Saquon, that's just blasphemy because you've seen it. This kid's got it. We just have to figure out a way to unleash it. But for sure, longevity wise, Miles Sanders could be way better than Saquon.
Yeah, and when Miles was sitting behind Saquon, all he was doing was studying. Because if you look at Miles' his first year, he was running just like Saquon would. And that was one of the
Yeah.
issues. He wasn't Saquon, but he kept on trying that running style. He had to switch it up as the year went on. But yeah, he took a lot from Saquon Barkley.
Yeah, and it's Saquon got overused at Penn State, definitely, and he's being overused. He's been overused in New York, and that's a big reason why he's had his injury issues. It's just when you can the old saying goes, you can only get so much blood out of the turnip. It's very
Yeah.
true.
Well, listen, man, I thank you so much for having come on here and joining us. And honestly, I'm gonna DM you here soon because I want to do a collab with you. So
All right, of
Absolutely.
get with
course,
me.
anytime. Yeah.
All right, my guy.
All
All
right,
right,
man.
man.
Have a
Well,
good
I
one.
appreciate you for coming in, my dude.
Good talking to
Yeah,
you,
man.
Vic.
All right, good talking to y'all. Have a good one.
Peace, bro.
Yeah, you too, man. All right, and then next up, we only got two more. The first one will be Philly Sports, and then the second one will be Sonic.
All right.
Yo, what is going on,
Anybody
guys?
else who wants to join in too, please go to the link and feel free to come on in. What's good, Philly Sports? How's it going, my guy?
Not too bad. You know, spent time. Well, I did an announcement video of what I was gonna, I was coming forth. Then some freaking bombshell news going on in the NFL. That's let's just say it's the thing that does not sit right with me. Because I actually dropped that video already on the channel. And let's just say DeAndre Hopkins did not like the decision that the NFL is making. Let's just put it that way for in the terms of what's going on in the world. But yeah, like you said, I kind of feel like I say because I feel like Sanders is going to let's say I say last 10 to 15 more years in the league just because I think he just has a different running style than what Saquon does, and I kind of see what Philly Foothills was kind of saying because it's like, you know, I kind of feel like Saquon is more like a fullback, a full running back, or of his size, basically of his size. Because I'm thinking of a fullback because he's not like a true running back um like Sanders or like Boston Scott, like something guys like it's like lean, but it still has like sneaky speed, and that's just what I think what EO was kind of mentioning with Miles, and I kind of feel like this is where I think Miles might have the longevity, and I kind of think he can. I say he can get at least over 1,000, maybe even 2,000 with this new coaching staff. Because I mean, what other running back doesn't really see have the ability to at least get over 2,000? Last time that because even though I never grew up in the era where Barry Sanders kind of played, so forgive me on that because I'm still kind of I'm a late '90s kid, so I just kind of had to go back and watch the tape. It's just like, and this one, and that's and I'm going to agree with Vic on this one because I think more finesse running backs is probably going to have better longevity in this league, and I don't know, I just like even when I was watching backstage, I still find it hilarious. People are still shitting on Daniel Jones, and look, more power to that. Hey, look, I'm all for that.
It's Shitty Jones.
At this point, we're kind of living in their heads rent free after drafting Devontae Smith. After that, and I feel like that's one of the other better moments because my all time number one moment is the David Akers roast, hands down.
Oh yeah, that's legendary.
So basically, we're living in. So basically, we're living in two of the NFC our rivals' heads rent free in terms of you know, even though the year after, they got a little bit payback, getting CD Lamb, and all that, where how that goes. But I think having someone like Devontae Smith really, I think, is going to really help this receiving core. Not to mention, the defense is great, but I feel it can be much greater with an additional corner in the secondary because because the one signing that really blew my mind was the Ryan Kerrigan, and I'm thinking to myself like, how did that kind of flew under the radar with me? Because I woke up like 9 o'clock this morning when I got report like some from like my NFL. I was like, is this real right now? Because it's like with Ryan Kerrigan, I just feel like he's with the Washington football team. Now I just feel like he just makes it's going to make this defense a lot more dangerous than it's going to be, and
He is.
I feel like someone like Josh Sweat, I feel like is going to be he's going to be one of those guys who's going to take under his wing because we all know what Sweat can do later in games. So I feel like this is where he's going to rub off on Kerrigan.
I mean, Kerrigan has shown I think we know that Kerrigan can still be very, very productive because he didn't even play 35% of the snaps last year, and he still almost had 6 sacks in Washington with those other guys around him and things like that. So it's very clear that Ryan can still be a productive player at his age in this league, and yeah, he's going to be. I think a lot of people have said it, and I think I think it feels very similar to the Chris Long signing when we got Chris Long. And I think he's got even more left in the tank than Chris did when we got him. So yeah, I'm very excited to see.
Oh yeah,
Ryan Kerrigan in the Eagle jersey for sure.
What I'm going to find ironic is if you want to get his 100 sacks, why not just do it against his former team, the Washington football team? Like, how funny would that be?
Right.
And look, I mean,
nah, man, I've been saying it all along. No lie. Like our 2 games against Washington, he fucking starts. Like, let him play the whole game and just let him just go crazy on these motherfuckers. Like, no lie. Just let him go ape shit.
exactly. And not to mention, like, even out now, like, he's already getting, doing stuff, for the city of Philadelphia, like, before even training camp starts. Like doing, like, this, something with, like the animal shelters that he's doing that I've saw. It's just like, I mean, because I'm still kind of debating, so do I really want to get a Devontae Smith to hang back up here with the rest of my stuff? Or do I want to get something like Ryan Kerrigan? I was like, oh, man, you're really choosing between a heart and a rock place. But I think overall, I think we did a great job of building around Jalen Hurts. And, there's still a few things we still need to address here and there. Obviously, the cornerback 2 position, that still needs to be addressed. But I think overall, I think we're a well-constructed team. And at times, it's like, do I think we can win the division? Yes, but do I think that we can last this long into the playoffs? Maybe to maybe not, because it was that secondary I think is what's going to kill us to some extent. Well, that's just where my examination of this squad is.
Yeah, no, I totally agree. And I see the chat in there talking a lot about Miles Sanders. They're debating right now on top 5 running back and stuff like that. And
I think
I'm gonna tell you guys right now. I have Miles Sanders beating LaShawn McCoy's 1,600-yard season this year
yeah, I can
in
see
rushing, especially with an extra game and the way
Yeah.
Nick Sirianni likes to run the football.
Yeah.
He's always in the top 10 every year running the football. And, dude, Miles Sanders is going to have over 200 carries this year. I guarantee it. He's going to probably get at least over 1,600 yards.
Yeah.
I'm calling it right now.
I think we're going to.
I say 60 between 1,600, maybe I say to at least 21. Look, I want to shoot big with Miles Sanders.
Yeah, I think that just for the mere fact that Sirianni knows that games are won and lost in the trenches, he's going to want us to be a run first team. He's going to want us to be a firing off the ball, attacking defensive lines with our offensive line, smacking guys in the mouth, opening up holes, taking pressure off of a pretty much a rookie quarterback because he only played three games and some change last year. So we like I've been saying, we have to look at this as Jalen Year's rookie year extended. We really have to give him that leeway. And when you have a strong running game, when you're winning in the trenches like he wants to, that takes a lot of pressure off of your quarterback, and that opens up a lot of things for in the passing game. And then you can start hitting people with play action and things like that. So, yeah, I mean, I'm expecting big things from Miles just for the mere fact that our offensive line they look like they're hungry dogs again, and they're ready to eat, and
Yes.
they're going to be absolutely attacking people out there. They're not going to wait. They're not going to sit back and wait for these defenses to come after them. I think Sirianni is going to, from the gate, he's going to be attacking with the run game very strongly.
Oh no, I 100% agree, and I want to point out two things here, my guy. Listen, one, if I am Nick Sirianni, I am running the ball on Brooks and Johnson's side every fucking time. These guys are going to terminate anyone in their way. I'm not even playing. These guys have a lot of build up energy after last year, and they're going to want to unleash it. And anyone in their way is just going to get decimated. I promise you. So you are going to want to run behind both of those guys. Okay? And two, you got to look at Nick as a very intelligent football mind. And I promise you as well, once we get a lead, we're running the football. We're not going to have the old Doug way where even when you're up, you still throw the ball. No, we're going to run the ball when we have a lead. So that's where his carries are going to increase as well.
I think EU also I mentioned that too. That the offensive line, they're also getting healthier. Like Johnson had to play on a bum ankle. There was a lot of some injuries to the offensive line. So now the fact that we're all getting healthy, I feel this is where I think we're at the most dangerous.
Yeah. No, and Williams says it too. He had well over 5 yards. Yeah. No, my God, no lie. Like Miles Sanders led every halfback all year long at 6 yards per carry up till the end of the year. He ended with 5.3, and he only had 164 carries the whole year for I think it was 850 some yards. That's just sad. We only used a man who was gaining 6 yards per carry 164 times. That's the guy who should have had 250 carries. You're gaining 6 yards per carry. Why would you not use that? It made no sense.
And Doug never gave him 20 plus carries a game, which absolutely frustrated the crap out of me. I didn't understand it for the life of me. Because even when you get down, you can't become one dimensional. You make it that much easier for the defense to stop you when you're just throwing the ball, 70 to 75% of the time or more. It's just stupid. You might as well just not even play at that point. You might as well just forfeit the games.
Yeah. How you feel there, Philly? Talk about it.
Exactly. Think about it, because I'm with Foothills too. Like he said, if you throw throw the ball 70 to 75% of the time, most times than not, most defenses will pick up on that. And as you can see from last year, they started to get on that. Same on the defensive side of the football. Not the fact that we have a proper offensive coordinator. We have Jonathan Gander leading the defense. So I think there's going to be a lot of mix and match, and I feel this is where I think we're going to really strive, is just the coaching change, and the additions. But I mean, though Shane Steichen, and as you can see, I think Shane Steichen, what he did for Justin Herbert, I feel he's going to bring a lot more out of Jalen Hurts. And no, we all know what Jalen Hurts is capable of, and he's got a good football IQ. But I kind of just now the fact that we have Devontae Smith, his old buddy from Alabama. I just feel this is going to be an exceptional duo of quarterback and wide receiver, and not to mention, we're going to start having that running game again, which has kind of disappeared, and the fact that we're running Kerryon Johnson, drafted Kenneth Gainwell. Like, there's a lot of guys. I think it has some potential when healthy. That's the main key. I see this team is long term health. That's just my
Definitely.
take on that.
Yeah, and speaking of health, what do you think is what do you what do you account for? What has caused us to have so many ongoing injuries? With just the amount of injuries that we've had the last couple of years with this football team. What do what do you think is the result of that? What's been causing that?
Like, the only idea that comes to mind is probably the lack of preseason, like the training camps and stuff from last year. But I feel like, and it's just not just us. It's like the other like 32 teams around the league. So it's just not us being part of that injury bug. So,
Right.
but I think we kind of got the sharp end of the stick when it comes to injuries. Jalen Rager was hurt, and people were kind of shitting on him. Telling him that he was a bust. Um, Lane Johnson was battling his ankle injury. Um, I guess Miles Sanders with I think it was an ankle injury. I'm not sure. But yeah, I mean, those are like names I can talk list off the bat when it comes to injuries.
Right.
That's just kind of my take on the injury issue. Not to mention probably the poor medical staff too.
I have a theory behind that. I honestly believe it was Doug's walkthroughs and all the mental reps we did and not having contact as often is one of the main reasons why we had so many injuries. I believe with Nick's new system and padding, doing full pads all the time and having full contact practices will, decrease those injuries because your body has to get used to contact. That is one thing that is important. You can't go out there and do mental reps and walkthroughs all week long and then go into a game and get clobbered and expect to be healthy.
Exactly. But yeah,
So
that's just. I mean, there's a lot of things you can attribute to it. Like, for me, I thought it was just like the lack of preseason, training camps, OTAs. Everything was kind of cut to a complete halt for a good period of time. I kind of just feel like the body is like, because if we start going through like you said, going through walkthroughs, getting our bodies comfortable to the amount of reps we're getting. Well, like last year, like everything was put to a halt, so everything just kind of, muscles were tightened. You're more susceptible to injury that way. So I kind of agree with EU right here. In addition to all the lack of stuff from last season.
yeah.
Yeah, and Vic mentioned Ladarius Tony. Did he get coronavirus? Did I read that right?
I think it was because, or I don't know. I don't know what it was. I thought it was COVID.
Well, no, he just said they lost him for the season. They wouldn't lose him for the season over COVID.
I don't know.
Well, if he got put on the exempt list, I don't know if he opted out for 2020.
Oh,
Then possibly, yeah, they did. Maybe.
yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, Vic, if you're still in here, bud, can you clarify that up in the chat for me? What happened to him? But yeah, hey, Philly Sports, I appreciate you coming on, man. I got to bring Sonic on here, but if we get a little time here at the end, I was going to bring a couple more people
I
on,
think
at the
you're
end.
right because EU because they actually did put him on the COVID list, COVID-19 list.
Okay.
But yeah, I would like to thank coming on. But you also can find me on Twitter at Philly Podcast YT and Instagram at Philly Sports 97. So I'll see you guys hopefully in the near future.
Of course. Yes. Thank you for coming on
Of
the live
course,
stream.
my guy.
Appreciate you, my man.
Man. All right, and then right now we got my guy Sonic coming on.
What up? What's going on?
What's up,
What's
Sonic?
going on, man?
None much.
So, how do you feel, man? You got anything you need to get off your chest?
Well, I mean, I would say I wish Deckers wasn't on this team, but I digress. I mean, if they're going to use him just to get a higher draft pick for him, then I kind of find it not good in a way. I find it kind of stupid in a way. I mean, you had all that time just to trade him, and you just don't do that. At this point, you might as well just release him. I mean, we need some cap. We need to get a cornerback. I mean, I know there will be some people who get upset saying, "Oh, but Zach Ertz was like we want Zach Ertz to play the game. He thinks he's the greatest tight end since whatever they're gonna say." And I'm like, but we need to shed some cap, and I want Dallas Goedert to finally emerge as a good tight end. Because if you actually see his highlights from it, not just his rookie season, but 2019 and 2020, it shows promise. And I want him to do the same thing, but as a full number one tight end. With Richard Rodgers in the mix, though. I love Richard Rodgers, though. What he did for us in 2020, seriously. That guy is a freaking stud. Like,
So you don't believe at all that Ertz could pull a Selleck role and be the mentor that Goddard needs and just play a solid second fiddle to Goddard, you know? I mean, you got to think of it too. He is a solid backup just in case Goddard would get injured, you know? At least if Goddard would get injured, Ertz could step in and still be a solid tight end one for us until he gets back. So, I mean, there is positives to it and there are negatives to it. I do agree.
Yeah, that can work. I mean, can he block?
No, that's the thing.
No.
Ertz has got to. If he doesn't well, if he's going to be on this team this year and he wants to be on the field with Goddard or even getting in the mix more, then he's going to have to work on his blocking a little bit. He's going to have to improve that somewhat because that's what Brent Selleck did when Ertz got drafted. He knew that he wasn't going to be the top tight end anymore. He wasn't going to be the top target at tight end. So what did he do? He worked on his craft and he became a better blocker. And man, did that pay off in 2017 when we went on the Super Bowl run because he was one of the better tight ends blocking on the outside for LeGarrette Blount and Jerry Jai and that running back core. So, you have to be able to contribute in all facets of the game. If you're just a one-trick pony, then you're not nearly as valuable for sure.
No, and that's something that's kind of has me intrigued too. And if he does staying on this team, our tight end coach Michael, you got to remember he had Mullally Cox out here looking like a superstar last year, and also Doyle, for both for Indy, so if he can do wonders with them, well, I think we can all agree Ertz is more talented than them, And if he can have them looking good, well, maybe he can actually teach Goddard or Ertz how to block.
That might work.
Yeah, and don't forget about they. I know we have Richard Rodgers, but they also have the undrafted tight end in Jack Stoll, and he's a very polished blocking tight end. So maybe Zach Ertz can get with Stoll a little bit, and they can. He still can teach him a thing or two about how to be a decent blocking tight end.
Richie's over here having a mental breakdown. What's up, my guy? Welcome to the stream, dude. Appreciate you.
I guess it's my opinion. I guess.
No, hey, it's fine. I agree. Like I said, dude, like there's negatives and positives to this. I'm torn between it because, like I said, I love Zach Ertz.
I mean, me too.
I want him on this team, but I don't want him on this team. I know Foothills feels the same way. I know he wants him, but he doesn't. I mean, it's a very hard thing to truly grasp because yeah, see, right there. Yeah. Like you want him, but you don't.
Yeah. I mean, it's shout out to Joe Castro of Philly the podcast because he made a good analogy, and it's like it's like breaking up with a girlfriend, and then one of you explores or both of you kind of explore, or say she's like, hey, I want to get back together because no one's really asking me out, or no one's hollering at me at the mall or whatever on social media or and things like that. So and then she comes crawling back to you, and you're like, no, I don't want to. There's a reason why we broke up to begin with. It's definitely it's a sticky situation, and I'm just leery. I'm leery of situations like that because with a guy of Zach Ertz's age, and he wants to get paid again. I'm really afraid that he's not going to put his full effort out there. He's going to put self-preservation ahead of this team winning, and this team succeeding, and that doesn't sit well with me because I want guys out there that are gonna they're gonna live and die, if we win or lose with this team. So I want guys that are gonna go out there and give me 110%.
I got a question for you. What is Ertz's victory dance in the end zone after he catches a touchdown? Do you know what it is?
No, I don't know.
It's just like it's kind of like the grunt. Yeah, pointing at his
He
name.
always points to his name. The man always points to his name. That is his dance every time. He does that. His thumb right to his name.
Usually
that's what he matters. That's what matters to him. Right. His name matters to him. Let's not forget that.
Yeah. That's a scary thing for me because I'd rather have Richard Rodgers out there. If Ertz is not going to give me, he's not going to give me 110%. He's not going to go full bore. Then he's putting himself out. He's putting himself at high risk for injury again. And for two, it's just not going to be as lucrative for the team in the long run, and it's going to be detrimental for sure.
Yeah. Hey, we got 6 people in here. I appreciate everyone for hanging out with us. We were up to like 12 people at one time. Please hit that like. Please hit that subscribe. Please turn that bell on so you know when we go live like this or when I drop new content. But definitely hit that like. The like is what makes our content get out there for more people, and so we can get more subscribers and to grow our channel. So I appreciate everyone for being here tonight. Yeah, no, that's the thing that's really got me tore is I and Vic, I see out there standing up for Ertz, and I stand up for him too, but we also have Richard Rodgers, man, and you can't forget about him, and he actually did a hell of a job standing in last year when he needed to. I would not be disinclined to see this man in a full season as our number 2. I think he really could bring some good things to this offense. That's my only reason that I do kind of want to move on from Ertz, because I want to see Rodgers.
Me too. I like when I saw him play in 2020. It just blew. It just made my eyes wide. It was just like, wow, we got this guy, and he's playing phenomenal. I wanted to see that again. Look, I'm fine with Ertz, but the problem is we don't have that much money, and we need a corner. So the best option is either release him or trade him. But they're not going to trade him,
right?
Seeing as I know that, and if
leverage,
and I highly doubt they're going to release him. So,
do you see him being on this team week 1?
That's kind of debatable at this point, but I'm gonna say yes. He's probably going to be in week 1 because if Howie's not going to do his job, either trade him or release him, and he's just on this team, he's staying. Like there's absolutely no way.
Yeah, I think I don't see us trading him, and if we were going to cut him, we would have already done so. So yeah, unless unless another team loses an upper echelon tight end, whether it's a tight end 1 or a tight end 2. If they lose somebody in training camp or in preseason, then a trade could definitely become more possible at that point. But as the way things stand right now, yeah, I think it's going to be Goddard tight end 1, Ertz 2, Rodgers 3, and I think Stoll will probably make the practice squad, because just in case if we do trade Ertz, then we have another tight end to pull up, off the practice squad and get him going as our tight end 3.
So if Ertz does start for us week 1 and say he does stay on this team, he's at least gone before the trade deadline, correct?
I would think so. Yeah, I would think that. I would think that Howie will probably put a little pressure on Sirianni to get him enough playing time to get people comfortable with the trade and help his trade value back up a little bit. And yeah, I think he would probably definitely be on the move before the trade deadline.
What do you think, Son?
Yeah, I think too. Like I said before, they're probably gonna put him on there just to give some playing time, so that way he can get like that trade for like either a draft pick or a player. That's just my thing.
Now, I also could see him actually choosing to play out his entire season. That way, at the end of the year as well, he could actually be a free agent and choose where he wants to go, rather than being traded and not getting to go where he wants.
Now that might work.
But that's also if Howie lets that happen as well.
Yeah.
Don't be surprised if Zach Ertz is in Indianapolis before the trade deadline.
Oh no! I know he's going with Carson Wentz.
Yeah, I mean
that bitch made ass motherfucker. That guy literally thinks he can. That guy literally thinks he can just quit on us and go to fucking Minneapolis, cry some tears in his goddamn press conference. I think I should feel sorry for him. Oh, fuck off, Carson Wentz. you made me lose my misery when you left us.
Facts.
Sorry, I had to get a little rain out the way.
No, hey.
No, listen, man. The facts don't lie. Every QB that's ever left Philadelphia has never been successful after they left us. So we'll see if he can break that streak.
Yeah.
No. All we need him to do is just play 75% of his snaps and we get a first overall pick. But then again, it feels weird and wrong for him getting played 75% of his snaps, because I just want him to just not do great, because you left us and you went to Indianapolis and but
so you want the Colts to go 0-17 and have him play.
No. No. They're probably gonna win some games because
No, I know.
Yeah.
That division got a lot tougher though. That's for sure. With Julio in that division now, that division's a lot.
I hope
more
somebody tears his other ACL. No, man, I agree. I think it truly is just how he left that pisses people off.
Yeah, because he could have came out and said something, and he chose not to. So yeah, he left a very, very sour taste in a lot of Eagles fans' mouths. That's for sure.
Yeah, that was one of the rants I did at one of my early videos when I first started. I was like, and actually, I think it was actually on Bird Gangs when we collabed. I said, the only thing that pisses me off is I wish he would have said something, because it's to the point now where I want to be able to point at somebody and say that's the issue. I want somebody to blame. It's that time now. Like, give me what I want. Give us what we all want. We're not used to having a dysfunctional franchise. So when shit gets dysfunctional, we get all like, what's going on? Well, I finally want someone to blame. Give me someone to blame. And I feel like he took that from me. Because once he left, he was not obligated to keep his mouth shut. He could have said whatever the fuck he wanted. But he didn't. And it's like, you took that from me. I wanted to be able to blame someone, and you didn't give me that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
definitely true. And I just don't think he was ever. I don't think he was ever really wired to succeed in Philadelphia. It's just it's way too stressful of a sports market, and he's more small town, And I think Indy is a perfect fit for him. I think it's right up his alley.
Yeah. And the saddest thing is, I did kind of like him. I mean, he
I did
actually was a
too.
really
Yeah.
he was actually really
Big
good with
Carson
us. And
were huge.
when we first, like I said before, when we drafted in 2016, I was kind of worried a little bit because we
Or
didn't get off right
small
foot. But
school.
then 2017, he just amazed me. Like he was just really good. I mean, too bad he got injured though, and Nick Foles had to carry us to the Super Bowl. Too bad he got injured in 2018, but he actually did play all right.
Yeah.
And Nick
Even
Foles
his
had to
rookie
carry us
year,
to
I
the
mean, he came
playoffs.
out and he had guys. He was dropping dimes to guys like Jordan Matthews. He didn't have any
Yeah.
upper echelon receivers. I
The
think
real Green Beckham. Remember that guy? Holy shit.
yeah.
Don't even remind me of that trash receiver. I can't believe we had him though.
Yeah, he's like a physical specimen. He's like DK. He's built like DK, but not nearly as talented. That's for sure.
Dude, he was another Josh Gordon. No lie. Like all the talent in the world, but wasted.
Yeah. Yep. Damn shame.
Uh,
Those guys don't know what they're wasting. They don't know.
remember
Wasted
the
given.
remember when we got him, he had, I think he had some off field issues in
Yeah.
Tennessee, I think, before we got him.
Yeah.
I actually kind of laughed. I was like, really? We get a guy
He honestly didn't do too bad for us that one year we had him. I mean, if you think about it, yeah, he had some drop passes, but he kind of kept his head clean for the year we had him. We didn't have
Yeah, I
too
mean,
many issues with him.
I will say he did all right. I mean, he's not.
Yeah.
He doesn't make
He
me want
did
to.
what he was.
He doesn't make me want to just say I am done with this player like Jordan Matthews a little bit. Yeah, I mean,
What do you think
I
about
kind of like
that?
Jordan Matthews, but
Yeah, him moving to tight end.
Yeah, what do you think about that?
I think that's going to be I don't. I mean, I don't. I mean, I definitely don't want him as a tight end for my team. If he's able to succeed with another team, I mean, kudos to him. But I don't know. Jordan Matthews
I think he's
putting
in, I
on
think he's
20
in
pounds.
San Francisco.
He was already hella slow. So, I mean, you're making a slow receiver even slower by making him a heavier tight end. So I don't know.
I mean,
there was rumors that he could go to Kansas City and reconnect with Andy Reid. I was like, well, if anyone could make that work, it would be him.
Yeah.
And be a tight end 2 behind Kels?
Yeah. That'd be insane, man.
I mean, my only issue is can he stay healthy?
Who do you guys think is going to be more successful at tight end this year? Jordan Matthews or
Tebow?
Tebow.
Oh no!
No, I don't
now
even.
you just.
Yeah, when I first heard that shit, I instantly was like, all right, who's fucking around?
Right?
Like,
somebody just dropped
yeah.
I'm sorry.
Dude, I don't know what the hell Urban Meyer's thinking. I don't know what the hell Tim Tebow's thinking. I hope they did this to sell tickets, honestly, because, bro, I don't see it happening. No.
My guy looking like a Super Mario Brother guy trying to sign Tim Tebow's a tight end. Really, bro? No wonder you have the same image as Mario. With that mustache stuff. I hope I got it right. I hope that's what Urban Meyer looked like because I have my picture in my head.
And I have a question in the chat. Can you even answer too? Do you guys see Urban Meyer succeeding?
Maybe.
Is it?
I mean,
I can't remember. He this is his first run in the NFL, right?
Yeah. Now, not to mention, the only college coach to ever make it in the NFL was Jimmy Johnson. Successful.
No, Pete Carroll. Pete Carroll's made it.
Yeah, Pete Carroll too. I will say that he's really good. Hey guys, remember Chip Kelly?
Yeah, but I don't know.
Yeah.
Urban Meyer.
That wasn't really success, though, my guy.
No.
No, I know I wasn't. But hey, at least there was something good out of it. He took
But
Harry Roseman's
yeah,
place
Pete
in
Carroll.
the
I'm
tournament.
not a big Pete Carroll guy, but he's got a ring. He almost got two.
Yeah.
I mean, he's made Russell Wilson very successful. The Seahawks have been very dominant for quite a while. Definitely in the NFC West and just in the NFC period. They've been in contention. So, but Urban Meyer, I don't know. I think it's going to take him getting probably. I don't see him succeeding with a young quarterback. I think
Not
he would
really, not me
probably
either.
go somewhere else and get more of a veteran guy, and then maybe succeed that way, like Carroll, kind of like Pete Carroll did. Pete Carroll didn't really succeed with I think he was with the Jets and with New England before as a head coach before he was with the Seahawks. So, it may definitely take Meyer some time. That's for sure.
And with him having, I think with Trevor Lawrence, I think that's what they got him.
Yeah.
Or am I okay? Yeah, with him with Trevor Lawrence, I don't know. I mean, yeah, I get you're a college coach, but I'm not sure how you're gonna help out the first overall pick quarterback.
Well, they did get him his teammate, Travis.
Yeah, I will say that. I mean, I just don't know how it's just gonna work out. I mean, it might do good, might do bad.
Yeah,
that's just my opinion.
I don't know. I'm on the fence about Trevor Lawrence. I think he could be. It could go two ways. He's going to be a Pro Bowl quarterback, or he's going to be out of the league in 3 to 5 years. Yeah, it's going to be interesting to see which way it goes.
Man, I was just going to say that, dude. That was my next one I'm dropping.
Yeah.
Does Jacksonville destroy Trevor Lawrence?
I don't know. I mean,
very possible.
I mean, like I could say, I mean, it could be possible. I mean, as long as you're not the Bengals, who is almost about to destroy Joe Burrow's career. Which seriously, you're turning this guy to Andy Dalton, except for the fact that, yeah, actually, never mind. Yeah, that's my thing. You're basically turning this guy into basically a stacks machine who will get hurt a lot. Seriously, they haven't built the O line. I mean, yeah, I think they drafted an O line person at second round, but how's that gonna help Joe Burrow when he can't even throw it to his teammate?
Yeah, I mean they got him Jamar Chase, but like you said, how's he gonna be able to really get in any kind of sync with him, any kind of rhythm when he's running for his life back there? So yeah, I mean Joe Burrow is gonna definitely have his work cut out.
The funniest part is, I hope I'm saying his name right. Marvin. The funny part is Marvin Lewis is not even on the coach. So I'm just like baffled of how this team can be bad, but without Marvin Lewis. I'm like, that's just my thing. I'm like, how can you be so bad after Marvin Lewis got fired?
How do you let a coach how do you let a guy be your head coach for 16 years without winning a damn playoff game? How does that happen? It's like, really? Goodness.
I mean, I'm just baffled.
Like, most guys don't even get 3 if they're not winning a playoff game. They're gone after 3 to 4 years in the NFL nowadays. 16 years, that's crazy. That's almost as long as Tom Brady's been in the NFL.
That's like keeping Jason Garrett as your head coach and not just firing him. I mean, at least I fired him and I think it was 20.
No, but see that was the smartest move ever, because that was like great for us. I never wanted them to get rid of Jason Garrett. I always wanted them to keep him because I knew that was their flaw. I was like, no, keep hiring the motherfucker for real, like
the clapper.
Yeah,
I kind of wanted him
No
fired, but
lie.
honestly, he did give me some good moments, some good funny moments for the Cowboys. Then again, they have Mike McCarthy, so we might have some good fun with that too. That's only if he screws up.
Listen, you know what? I love Cowboy fans who sit there and say, "Oh yeah, our coach is a Super Bowl winning coach. No, wrong, motherfucker. He won in Green Bay. He didn't win in fucking Dallas. He has no fucking Super Bowls. You don't get credit for what he did on another team. Sorry, it don't work that way. He has
And
no Super Bowls.
if that's gonna work, then Dak Prescott got turned to Aaron Rodgers in 2011.
Right.
No, which I
Right?
highly doubt that's gonna happen. I mean,
Yeah.
let's just hope Dak Prescott doesn't get injured again.
I mean, no lie. Bruce Arians didn't get the success. He doesn't get the success he had in Arizona with Tampa. He started brand new, fresh. Like what he does there is completely different from what he does on another team. I mean, you guys everyone wants to forget Bill Belichick and what he fucking did, where he was trash at first, and now look at him with 7 Super Bowl rings. But let's not all forget Bill Belichick was fucking trash.
And he was on, I think it was on the Jets, I think.
Jets.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
Yeah, Jets. And he actually went to the other team, and then boom.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And the Jets were also the people who. No, go ahead.
You're not always
Sorry.
successful. I mean, even the Bill Belichick's a prime example. You know, you can be a head coach for a few years and not have the success, but if you get the right system, the right quarterback, the right owner, you know, just everything falls into place, and you can have a long run of success like he did. But you have to have the right. You definitely have to have the right pieces around you, the right coaching, the right offensive line, everything. It all has to work in unison, you know, to be successful, especially for that long. And it's just, you know, it's crazy that even, you know, in the modern era of football, that a team like the Patriots had a long run of that long of run of success that they did, because you know what, we may not ever see that again. As much of a, you know, as much.
Maybe Kansas City, but they may win like 3 or 4 Super Bowls. That's just my prediction.
Right, but there's just too much big contracts nowadays. Too many, you know, these guys want more and more money. These contracts are getting bigger and bigger, and yeah, so is the cap. But my point is that, like, you know, Tom Brady took a lot of team friendly deals. They worked, you know, they did a lot of tricky things with the salary cap and things like that with different players. So, you know, you got to have that. You got to have that those you know, the right ingredients to make this special dish for sure.
Yeah. You know, and that's the thing, you know, and I wanted to ask you guys this too. Other than Nick Sirianni, which I believe he's going to be the best coach out of the 7 that were hot this year, who's your guys' second breakout coach out of the 7? Who do you think is going to have the best record with Nick?
With the Eagles or a different team?
You're talking about
another team other than us. Like, who's going to be successful? The Jets. You know, who's head coach? Salah.
Yeah, I mean, that would, and maybe not initially this year, but I think Salah is definitely going to have the Jets, you know, turned around very quickly. I think he's going to get them. He's going to get that defense very strong, and yeah, he's going to get them winning some football games. So yeah, I would probably say Salah as my pick for sure.
Yeah, no, Salah has the same energy as Nick, man. Like, honestly, if you look at them both, they're very high energy characters, both of them.
Yeah. No nonsense kind of guys.
Yeah.
I'll probably say Miami for their coach. I forgot his name because I don't pay attention to much coaches.
Oh, Brian Flores?
Yeah, him. He actually really good, and I think they're gonna do. I think the Miami is gonna go on the right track. I mean, they got their quarterback for the future, Tua. I think they drafted a QB. I don't know. I don't know what they drafted their first round.
No, that was Waddle.
Waddle, okay, yeah.
Yeah.
I think Jason Waddle. They got some good playmakers, and they could actually do really good. Hell, I might even say they might go to the playoffs. Probably not this year though. Maybe next year or years. So I think
Yeah.
they might. So I think they might turn around in Miami. This is my opinion.
Yeah, no, I mean they won 10 games last year. So, I mean, they're doing something right over there.
For sure.
I think Victory actually had a question. I think. Yeah, it was right there. Honestly, what am I supposed to say? Like, what am I supposed to say at this point? How am I supposed to react? They always put the Cowboys either at the top of everything.
Of course.
Yes, we must give Cowboys fans post games, Sunday night games, every game. Yes, they're going to win the goddamn Super Bowl. Yes, they're going to be great in division. Yes, they're going to do all this stuff. I'm like, shut up. Just shut up. At this point, pick someone else. Sorry, I can't scream. There's people sleeping. I don't want to wake them up. Like, pick someone else. You have the
No.
Redskins. You have us. You even have the freaking Giants of all people, all fans. Why not pick those three instead of the Cowboys? Yeah, I get it. They're America's team, but not everyone likes the Cowboys. Hell, I can name other
I'm tired of
team
that
players
name.
that are actually more popular than Cowboys. Honestly, that's what I have to say. Oh, and by the way, fuck Jerry Jones.
Listen, man, I'll tell you this right now. Like, you can put up 53 points a game, but if you can't stop them from putting up 53 points a game, what the fuck are you going to do? Like, you went out and got 4 linebackers this offseason, you know? Linebackers don't cover wide receivers. And you have just as many problems in your secondary as we do. So I don't know who the fuck you're trying to kid. I mean, 14-2. How the fuck are you going 14-2? Like, I just want to know that. How are you only losing 2 games with that fucking shitty defense? I gotta ask.
Well, God, I mean, with the 17 game schedule, and you only got them 2 losses, so I'm assuming that you would go 15-2 then. Wow, that's real realistic. Yeah. That's very realistic for a quarterback coming off of a gruesome injury where his foot was pointing the opposite direction of his knee. You know, it's just, I mean, there's so many question marks with the Dallas Cowboys. They didn't address their defensive backs. Yeah, I mean, neither did we, but at least we drafted one, you know, later on in the draft. But they still don't have a corner. They have some weapons on offense, but
unless you want to count for I think it's Trayvon Diggs, but honestly, I still count him as a stupid bust. There's not but stupid bust. Like, seriously, yeah, I get he makes some picks, but one, Carson Wentz was there most of the game. Well, Carson Wentz was there throwing picks to him, which honestly was stupid. And two, this guy gets beats on coverage by speedy receivers. This guy got beat by Terry McLaurin. This guy got beat by him. I know. This guy got beat by him. How can you call yourself a number 1 corner in the draft when you get beat by mostly corners? Yeah, I get he's a rookie, but come on. You got to play better than that.
There's no way in hell that Dak Prescott is, with their schedule, is taking the Cowboys to anywhere near 14 wins. There is no way in hell. That offense, they're not going to be able to. Okay, they have a lot of weapons, yeah, but you can only throw the ball to one guy on one play at a time. And when you got guys like CeeDee Lamb that are demanding the ball and they're going to start crying because they don't get the ball enough, then that's when you're going to have issues. That's when things are going to start. That's when you're going to have locker room disputes, things like that, and that's when it starts imploding.
Yeah, no, and you know, let's not lie to ourselves here either. For this whole thing to have to work, you guys need Ezekiel Elliott to work. Are you guys truly confident in Elliott? I mean, honestly,
exactly.
After the way he's played the last 2 years, y'all are going to be that confident? I remember whenever you guys lost Elliott like 2 years ago, you started out 7-1, and then you completely missed the playoffs after starting 7-1.
Seriously,
That's
Elliott's
not a
kind of the
franchise
key.
quarterback, man. If you can go 7-1, lose your halfback, and then miss the whole entire playoffs after starting 7-1, that's not a franchise guy. Sorry. And I agree, Coach. Yeah, so Dallas is supposed to go 14-2. That means they're supposed to be better than Kansas City, the Rams, Tampa. Are you fucking shitting me? No. Lay
They'll
down
be,
the crap pipe. Seriously.
they'll be lucky to win 10 games. They'll be lucky to get double-digit wins this year.
And I know some people's gonna say, "Oh, but what about the other corner? What other corner? They don't got no other corner." If you're talking about a woozy way, this guy got beat by Deshaun Jackson. Seriously, I know I have to bring this up, but seriously, a 35-year-old beat you on a goddamn burner, caught it. You couldn't even tackle the guy, and you let him go. Seriously, I'm supposed to be excited for this defense. I'm supposed to be excited for the offense. I'm supposed to be excited for Dak Prescott, Ezekiel Elliott, these wide receivers. Oh, look at this. CeeDee Lamb did a good route. Oh, he's going to be the greatest wide receiver we ever had since Dez Bryant. Oh, look at that. Amari Cooper caught it and took it to the end zone. He's really going to be the greatest receiver we ever had. I'm like, shut up.
Yo, who is that guy that did the video about him switching his feet and shit? He's like, I've never seen that in my life. Fucking blah blah blah. I was like, he was like, that's gonna make him so impressive. They're not gonna know what they're gonna do, and it's like, shut the fuck up, bro.
Like, shut up.
Yeah.
Keep sucking
He's like,
Jerry Jones.
that's going to throw defensive backs off. They're not going to know what's coming at him because he's switching his stance at the line.
All right, Sonic, I appreciate you so much for coming on, my guy. Seriously.
Me too.
And everyone, if you haven't, definitely subscribe to this guy. He puts out hype videos.
Hold on.
and he's
I'm
really
sending a
good
link
at
right
it.
now.
Okay.
Go sub
Yeah,
him
but
up.
definitely go sub him up for sure. He does some really good hype videos, so
Thanks for coming on,
definitely
Sonic.
check out his
Hi,
content.
man.
Yes, for sure, my guy. Appreciate you being on, man. You have a good one. Oh, dude, 2 hours and damn near 20 minutes. That it was a very successful call-in. I appreciate everyone for coming in. And as always, my guy, it's always fun doing this shit with you. I really appreciate it. You're a good friend and brother, and love having you on, dude.
And I love coming on. It's always fun doing these live streams. And we're it's this partnership's getting it's stronger and stronger every time we do it. So yeah, let's just keep grinding, my friend.
For sure, man, for sure. And everyone, if you are in here and you have not subscribed to my guy, Philly Foothills, please go and do that as soon as possible. Let's get him to 1K. He truly deserves it. He's a great friend, a great human being. He tries to help everyone out that he can. Great mentor and a great person in this Philadelphia community. So definitely go show him the love and support he deserves, for real.
I appreciate it, my guy.
No problem. And everyone, please, tune in this Saturday. We have episode 3 on my guy's channel this weekend. And that's where the East meets West. And that's where we bring the East Coast birds, West Coast birds, and everyone in the middle together. And we talk some football. So definitely check that out at 4 p.m. Eastern time on his channel this week.
Yep. And this week we're going to be doing the top. We were going to do the top 32 running backs, but we decided to do the top 32 GMs. So make sure you check that out. That's going to be interesting. To rank the top 32 GMs in this league, and tune in to see where Howie Horrible ranks among the GMs in the NFL.
Yeah, for sure, man. I'm interested to see where you have them. I don't even know where I'm going to have them yet, honestly. I haven't even started yet.
I haven't either. I'll probably work on it tomorrow a little bit, definitely. But yeah, I'm looking forward to that. It's gonna be fun.
Yeah, for sure. Well, hey, great night, guys. Successful podcast. I appreciate everyone who came on tonight. It was great conversating with each and every one of you. But you know what? I am tired. I am going to bed. I appreciate everyone for coming in tonight. Please hit that like. Please hit that subscribe button. Please turn on the notification bell so when I go live or drop content, you will be able to know. And also, sub up my guy here. Let's get him to 1K as soon as possible. He is almost there. He grinds all the time and works his ass off, so definitely show him the appreciation. But until next time, everybody, this is the Eagles Uncensored podcast. This is AK Eagles and my guy, Philly Foothills, and we are out. Fly, Eagles, fly, and until next time.
Keep it fuego.